All right. I got my act together finally. Sorry. Final exam. When is our final exam?
Monday.
Is that what it is? I'm kind of serious. Yeah, Monday. Yeah. Final exam. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. I don't have my act together. But I will in just a second.
After Monday, we don't come back? Nope.
You're not coming back anymore after Monday?
Do we come back still?
No, you're right. Yeah, it's just Monday. That's it.
Unless you want to wait here by yourself. Pretend he's here.
All right. Final exam is Monday. Whoop, that's a funny looking M. Monday from 11 to 1. And then that's it. There's no class Wednesday. We're just done. Monday's the final. If you want to get help, I have office hours Monday 9 to 11. I'll be there 2 hours before your final over in my office in Math, Science, Engineering, room 5. So, yeah, final exam. Question?
Will you take any backed up homework?
Old homework?
Yes.
You can do old homework. I wouldn't, but you totally can. They're worth half credit, like they have it all semester. Even stuff for the first week, you can go back and do it. It's half credit. I wouldn't waste my time. Remember, homework points. The whole semester is only 50 points, right? For example, let me say it this way. I'm probably not being very clear. What I would spend my time on at this point. This is Wednesday. You have 5 days before the final. What I would spend my time on. There's a whole bunch of old exams here if anybody wants them, even back to exam 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Anyway, is going over the old exams to get ready for the final. Because one more question done right on the final, because you studied, is worth like 7 whole entire old homework sections. Maybe it's exams, probably 5. One question on the final is worth 5 entire old homework sections. See what I mean? It's just not worth it. Homework is chump change. The points are nothing. Test points. That final is going to count double for most people. Do you guys understand what I'm saying about that? Double for most people? It'll count double if that helps you. No, for sure it'll count as 100. For sure. For everybody, it'll count as the final for 100 points. But if it benefits you, it'll also take the place of the lowest of your other 5 exams. So it'll count double. It'll count as 200. So that means every question on that final is worth a lot of points to your final grade.
I was just going to ask, did you ever change the due date from the last 3 assignments?
Probably not. Yeah. So just go ahead and do them. Yeah, it's all good. No, I'll fix it. I'll fix it eventually. Still haven't got it. Yeah, so for example, if your scores were 78, 49, 72, 86, 71, and then on the final, you get 76, it'll be that, and it'll cross this out, and that'll become 76 as well. Make sense? It'll count double. The only time it won't is if the final is your lowest, which is almost for nobody. For most people, exam 4 is their lowest. Or 5. 4 or 5, usually 4. Right? Almost everybody, usually everybody, gets higher on the final than they do on like exam 4. So pretty much for all of you, the final will count double. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah.
But if you didn't take a test.
Yeah, so it'll replace it. So if you had a 0 or a skipper, it'll just automatically take that one.
It's the one with the 72. The what? It's the one with the whole...
Yeah, the final is the lowest, which almost never happens. Then it will just be the final. It will just be 100. But it does count for 100 for everybody.
How many questions will be like the ones where it doesn't have multiple choice?
None.
I didn't know what I was doing.
All 40 are multiple choice. Yeah, 40 all multiple choice questions on the final. No open-ended. None of the open-ended. You get a full sheet of notes, right? You can use one full sheet of notes, both sides. Right? Full-size paper, not a 3x5 card. Full-size paper, both sides. Write stuff down on there. Any other questions on the final?
the natural calculator?
We all good?
Open calculator or no?
What's that?
Open calculators or not?
Yeah, calculator's fine. Yeah, you use calculator, like always. All right. let's move ahead. We got one new section to cover, unfortunately. I wanted to just review today.
The homework today.
Last section.
Should have reviewed. You're wasting your time.
W cubed plus
Nah,
27.
but sometimes I need to practice it for the.
How do we
Like
factor?
3 of these, no?
Oh, did everybody click A? You did, right? I'm going to save those
10?
results. Yeah, good. Nobody messed up. Click D.
10.1.
So let me show you how
See
to
if they can show that.
do that one as soon as I save your quiz results.
I need a point. I had some earlier. You ready for my test? Yeah. 50 questions.
All right.
Appendix.
W cubed plus 27. It's what I call a triple-triple. You ever had a triple-triple at In-N-Out Burger?
Triple double.
Yeah.
I haven't even had a double-double, but I have lots of singles. I greatly enjoy In-N-Out Burger. Anyway, but I know you can order up to like a 4x4 there. I don't think that's probably very healthy for you. But anyway, WWW333, right? Notice that it's a triple-triple. W cubed is W times W times W, right? Means 3 of them. And 27 means 3 times 3 times 3. You should calculate. If you're ever looking at one, you're not sure, just hit the button, hit the calculator. 3 times 3 times 3. Oh yeah, that's 27. So as soon as you see a triple-triple, I've got a special formula for you. Here it comes. You put one of the items on the left, one of the items on the right. Well, don't do that. Let me hold off on the signs. You put a little parenthesis in a big. This is our last topic. We're going to do this for about, 20 minutes. Then we're going to dive into review for the final. This is the end of the course. This is it right here. So you put 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, W squared, 2 of them left, 2 of them right. 3 times 3 is? 9. So far, so good. Everybody see what I'm doing? I did 1 W on the left, 1 3 on the right. So the left, the W is the left player, huh? Notice how the left stuff is always going on the left in the parentheses, right? 1 left, and then one of the right players right. 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right. In the big parentheses. There's a little parenthesis in the big. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, and in the middle, 1 of each. So let me write that. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 of each in the middle. Good so far? So I took one of these guys and put it on the left, and one of these guys and put it on one of the right players on the right, left, right, of the little parenthesis. And then 2 of these guys and put them on the left, 2 of these guys and put them on the right, and then 1 of each in the middle. Now I need signs in there, like pluses and minuses. How do you know what the signs are? You soap the signs. What do I mean, soap them? First off, there's 3 signs that are missing, right? 3 blanks. You put them in there by the what's called acronym? SOAP. So SOAP stands for same, opposite. That's supposed to be opposite. Opposite, and always positive. Always positive. So that means, now when I say same as what? Same as the original. Yeah, original had plus, huh? That's the original. The original had plus, so you do the same as that, so that would be plus. Same as the original. Opposite from the original, minus. And the last one's always positive, and we're done. There's the answer. How are you going to remember this? Well, you don't have to remember. You can write it down in your sheet of notes. You have a full sheet of notes. But you know what the trick will be? What's always the trick? What was the trick for me also in every math final is recognition. There's so many different things we've done, huh? So one of the main things you want to practice between now and Monday by going over the old exams, which we'll start here in about 20 minutes, is recognition. Like learning to see the different marks and go, oh yeah, that's got the W squared, and that's got the whatever, so I do the whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of identification, like learning to recognize certain marks that tell you what to do. So what are the unique marks on this one? Third power. We've never had third power before. That's why I called it a triple triple, to help your memory. So it's a triple. It's what you should not eat at In-N-Out Burger, although I'm sure it would be delicious. Triple triple. We haven't had that before. We've had double double. We've had W squared and things like that, but not triple. Does that make sense on that? One left, one right, two left, two right, one of each in the middle. Soap the signs. Yeah.
On the day of the
Final?
are you going to do a review or Richmond?
Yeah, no, because we need the whole 2 hours. Because 40 questions is longer. Yeah, good question. I didn't think about that because we're used to that, huh? Yeah, no review. Don't come expecting help that day. I'm there 2 hours before though, and would be glad to review. Come and see me in my office. I'm there 9 to 11. Yeah, but not that day. That day I'm just going to hand out the final and hope that you're well prepared. But I won't have time to do anything. Yeah, good clarification. All right, shall we move on? Try another one of these. All right, s cubed minus 6/4. So on the final exam, hopefully you'll see that and you'll go, oh yeah, the triple thing. There'll be like one of these. There'll only be one. One of these on the final exam. Hopefully you'll see that and you go, oh yeah, the triple thing.
64 would be 8.
Just one, I know. You know, the one from each of these two sections. There's basically one from every section of the course is the final exam. Yeah. So there'll just be one of these triples on the entire final at 40 questions. So hopefully you'll see it, and how would you recognize this? The cube, the third power. Does everybody see that? So you see the triple, and you think, okay, yeah, that's S, S, S. Now, what about 64? Don't say it out loud. Give everybody a chance to try that. Take your calculator out and just guess. Just try 5. 5 times 5 times 5. Hit it. And you'll see, no.
So 4 is 16, right?
If that's too big, go low. And just keep guessing. Just multiply 3 times till you get the number. 3 times. Yeah, is everybody finding it? It is 4 times 4 times 4, right? Did you get it by kind of guessing around? Just, like playing warmer, colder. If it's too high, go low. If it's too low, go higher. 4 times 4 times 4. By the way, there's also a cube root button. I don't know if you want that. You can hit the cube root button to 64. That'd jump you straight to it. There's also that. Whatever you prefer. So, we've identified it as a triple at In-N-Out Burger, right? So what do? A little parenthesis and a big. Everybody tracking with me so far? Little parenthesis and a big. The little one is going to have 2 things in it, and the big parenthesis is going to have 3, huh? Little parenthesis and a big. Now see if you can follow the pattern. The pattern being 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 of each in the middle. So one of the left players goes to the left. One of the right players goes to the right. So far so good. 1 left, 1 right. 2 of the left players go to the left. That's going to be S squared. 2 of the right players go to the right. That's going to be 16, huh? 4 times 4. And what goes in the middle?
4S.
1 of each. 4S. 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right. 1 of each in the middle. Now, how do the signs go?
The first one the same. -4.
Soap the signs, that's right. Soap the signs. The first one is the same, then opposite, then always positive. Soap. Same, opposite, always positive. Same as what? As the original. So in this, the last original was plus. This original is minus. So the same as the original minus, so that would be minus. That's the same as the original. The next one's going to be the opposite from the original. So that'll be plus. And the last one is always positive, no matter what. There we go. That good? Questions on that? Yeah, they always get harder, don't they? It always starts out.
One time I'll take 1 and 1.
All right. 8s cubed plus 1. Okay, so
We're gonna break it.
you got to look at this 8s cubed as three things. Triple, right? You see in the third card, you it's triple. Got to be a triple. But here's the trick. You can't just go 8 SSS.
2S
Why not? Because that's 3 S's. Great, that part's good. But it's only 1 8. You got to make everything in triple patterns, not just the S. And then the 8 says, well, I'll just be a single. Well, you can't be a single. We need you and everybody triple and up. Got to triple it. Well, how do you do that? Well, could I do this? Could I go, okay, it's 8S, 8S, 8S. No, 8 times 8 times 8 is not 8. Right? You can't change the problem. You can only make it look different, right? Plastic surgery, we're always doing that. We're removing the wrinkles, but it's the same as it originally was, just looks different. That would not only look different, that would totally be different, right? So how can I make it look different, remove the wrinkles, without being different? What 3 times would go back and really still be 8s cubed? 2s times 2s times 2s. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8.
So basically you're factoring it.
Yeah. So the 8 is 222, and the s cubed is SSS. So you put them together. 2s, 2s, 2s. See how we made that whole thing a triple? That's always what we have to do. We're eating an In-N-Out burger here. It's a triple. Right? Yeah, now what do we do with the 1? How can I make the 1 3 things multiplied together, but really still be 1? Just looks different without being different. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. You could do 1 for any number of things, right? Does that make sense? See how I rewrote them both as triple? Now, the rest is normal. Put the little parenthesis, the big parenthesis, 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 of each in the middle. Math is just all patterns, isn't it? So little parenthesis and a big. 2 things in the little parenthesis, 3 things in the big parenthesis. 1 left, 1 right. So I take one of these 2 S's and I put it on the left. One of these 1s and put it on the right. And then 2 of these 2 S's and put it on the left. What's 2S times 2S? 2S times 2S, 4S squared, yeah. Good. Because the 2 times 2 is 4, and the S times S squared. So 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right, 2 1s, multiply. This is all about multiplication, huh? 1 times 1? Still just 1, huh? Everybody good with this 1 over here? Because it's 1 times 1 is still just 1. So 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right. And in the middle? 1 of each. 1 of these 2 S's and 1 of these. So 2S times 1, which is better known as just 2S. So just cross that off and say, look, it's just 2S. Does that make sense?
Would it have been wrong if you would have put 2S and 1?
Nah, the final is multiple choice, so you would look at the options and you would see it. You would go, oh yeah, it's just the 2S. You'd grab it. I think you'd see it, no problem. How about the signs? Got to soap the signs. Can you soap them?
Yep.
Positive, negative.
Yeah, so what was my original? Plus. I do the same as the original, so that'd be plus. Opposite, minus. The last one, always positive. Is that good? Like you could do that on the final? You'll see one of those and recognize the triple. They'll have the options, and they'll be mixing around all the signs on you. So you just be careful with the soap thing. Is that good? Moving on. $64. Minus 125 S cubed.
So 4 times 4 times 4, 5 times 5.
All right, try that.
Cash
So you want it, don't say it out loud, give everybody a chance on their own calculators, figure out that 6, we'll be do 6 for them anyway, and then do the 125, and try different numbers to see what multiplies, or you can hit that cube root button, you have the third root button, that'll tell you straight out what it is. Then rewrite it as triple. So 4 times 4 times 4? And what about the 125? What times?
3 5s.
Yeah, 5 times 5 times 5. Yeah, so you got to put the s's in there. Totally good. Yeah, so it had to be 5s. My 5s look like s's. It's a little problematic. 5s, 5s, 5s. Good. And then the little parentheses and the big.
2, 16, 2 right, 2 is 5 squared, and 1 of each in the middle.
So,
Does it matter the order?
yeah, you got to do the right order. Yeah, the left stuff has to be on the left.
No. That's sorry. I should have been more specific. For instance, this one's kind of backwards as far as where the cube
Oh,
is.
yeah,
So
good question.
when you put it in the answer, is it okay that the squared is in the back? and not
It
in
is.
front?
In fact, you must keep it that way. It's required. Yeah. So what? Yeah, good question. I see what you're saying. I didn't think about that. Glad you brought that up. It's kind of weird to have the letter on the right side, huh? We're used to having the letters coming first on the left side, but just keep it as it is. We can't mess with the order. So whatever's left has to go left in the parentheses. Whatever's on the right, even the letters, have to go right. Good question. So 1 left, 1 right, like so. 1 left, 1 right. 2 left. 4 times 4? 16. 2 right. 5s times 5s? 25s squared. So far, so good. So 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right. And then in the middle, questions to that point? Now then in the middle, what goes in the middle? 1 of each. So a 4 and a 5s, huh? Which is better known as 20s. Is that okay? Everybody see how I'm doing the 1 left, 1 right? 2 left, 2 right. 1 of each in the middle. And then we soak those signs, huh? Soak. So same as the original. The original was a minus this time. Same, opposite, always positive. And we're done. Questions on that one? All good? Feel like you could do this on the final exam? All right. No. Yeah, good job, exactly. So v cubed plus 1 over 125. So same thing, break it into a triple. You recognize it on the bottom because of the third power, right? Triple. We don't really have any other third powers. Triple. That work? Just this section? That's all, yeah. And I'm not even sure I would do it, to tell you the truth. And I'm not even sure I would do this homework, to tell you. Here I am, the math teacher, saying, don't do your homework. It's like, what's wrong? But seriously, anytime you have, I would put it in the old exams at this point.
And those are empty old exams?
Yeah, there are some blank ones. Maybe I'll try to put one online. Well, I mean, I'm going to put the answers online. Oh, no, you have the answers. You have the answers. Yeah. So, oh, but you don't have all the steps, huh? Yeah. So, yeah, to go the practice exams would be the best thing. Yeah, I would look back. That's right. I'm forgetting what's best to do. Best to do is the practice exams. Yeah, because you have the steps for those. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. We'll start in a minute. All right. So this is V. And what do you do with that 1 over 125 thing? What? Yeah. 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5. Exactly. Is that good? Well, we needed it to be 3 separate things. That would be one big fraction.
And this one's
All right, so then we go little parenthesis and a big. And go 1 left. Whoops, that V looks like a U. 1 left, 1 right. 2 left, 2 right. What is 1/5 times 1/5? Yeah, 1 over 25, right? And what do you put in the middle? Always? One of each. So a 1/5 and a V. This your favorite section of the whole semester?
Yeah.
Save the best for last. Soap. Let's soap those signs. So it started with plus. Same, opposite, always positive. Question?
I just wanted to announce Ram Slam.
Sure, yeah. When is it?
Okay, so Ram Slam is located in front of the computer lab and tutorial center.
It's in front of the. Oh, so it's not in the tutorial center?
No, it's right in front of it, like,
Oh.
it's in the area, like you go to
Gotcha,
the
that
sliding
middle
door,
area.
yeah, the middle
Yeah.
area,
Yeah, so it's between
there you go.
tutoring center and the computer lab. Yeah.
Okay.
In the library building.
It's today and tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 1.
Not Friday?
Not Friday. We give out free Scantrons, as many as you need,
And snacks, right? Remember snacks?
free snacks, free drinks. All we ask is that you fill out one of our surveys and
Tip well.
no, just fill out the survey, that's it. And that coincides with the fact that the tutorial center, the library, the pass center, and the computer lab are all extended hours as well. So if you want to cram
Still waiting
in,
to live for
during
that.
your
I've been
evening,
waiting for 10 years.
there it is.
Good. They're open Saturday. Everybody stops at 1. Is that right? Like the labs and everybody. So.
Oh, I don't know about the lab, but I know we do.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha.
gonna assume so.
But Wednesday, Thursday, late. Tonight, tomorrow night, late. Perfect. Great. Thank you. All right. We good? Shall we move on?
Let's go back. I prefer that over
All right. There we go.
who were in the 21st century.
Try that one. You recognize it on the file.
They have new DLC for like a 3.
There's week 2.
What? That's like this.
Did you try 192?
It's just a lot of things to do. What do you mean? It's better than just.
What do you think of that 362?
It looks like 2.
That's not like Halo Kings like 2000. Halo Reach came out. Halo Reach came out. So what's 192 battery?
A lot.
That's a practice exam.
Try like 6 or something.
All right, so everybody, I'm wanting you to run into trouble here and realize something new needs to be done. So everybody see, 192 just doesn't work. And not only that, what are you going to do with 3c cubed? I mean, you can't make it 3c, 3c, 3c. That would be 27c cubed. You might say, well, it's 1c, 1c, 1c. No, 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 we're multiplying. 1 times 1 times 1 would still just be 1. It wouldn't be 3. None of that's working. What do we need to do that we're not doing? What's the first, this is factoring, right? It's been a long time, I know, but it's time to review today. What's the first step in factoring? First step in all, yeah, right. In all factoring, whenever you see the word factoring, you'll see it like probably 10 times out of those 40 questions. That's exactly, maybe 8 out of 40, maybe 7. All right, probably 7. All right, there's only 1. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe 7 out of 40 will say factor. And when you see the word factor, first step, GCF. If you can. I mean,
You can.
yeah, do these both have something in common?
3.
Yeah, use your calculator. Take 192 and divide it by 3. And you'll realize, oh, yeah, I can take out a 3. What is it, 64? Is it? Okay. 64. Then, now, that's, what are you going to do with that 3 in the front? It'll stay there, and then you just do the rest little parentheses big like normal.
Are you really gonna have one of these on the test?
Yeah, this is fair game. And there'll definitely be some GCF factory problems where you got to take out what's in common first. So yeah, really remind yourself, whenever you see factor, think, first, maybe there's something in common, you know? Try that first.
How much control do you have over the questions that are on this?
Complete control.
Okay.
They don't come upon me.
Then-
Well, sort of, because I use a multiple choice
Yeah.
test generator from the
Well, I was
book
gonna say,
publisher.
how likely are you to pull out problems that we've never seen before, but they're like the same similar thing as this, but like in a totally different format?
Oh, no, the format will look exactly like they would all semester. Yeah, same exact kind of question. Yeah, I just ask it, I say, hey, give me one factoring with the GCF. You know, I just tell it the type, give me one kind where they got to take out the thing first and then do the triple. You know, so I pick the types, it does the numbers. Yeah. No, it'll look exactly the same as it has all semester long. All right, so then this is triple, CCC 444. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 16. 1 of each in the middle, and then we got to soap the signs. What was our sign? Minus, so same, opposite, always positive. We're done. That 3 stays in the front, though, that we took out first. It stays all the way to the end. Good? And you know what? Actually, on the final, you'll look down and probably see that a bunch of them have a 3 in the front. You know, it'll help, the multiple choice. You'll see that 3 in the front on the answers. You know, look at those answers. And you'll go, oh yeah, a 3's in front. I bet I could take out a 3. It'll remind you, probably. All right, we good? Try that one.
What is that?
Can you read it?
VQ.
VQ cubed. Say that 5 times quick.
VQ cubed.
Plus AV.
So.
Why do you get 2B? Oh, for the first second one? Second one? Oh, that was for the first one. That's one as what? 16B squared? The other one isn't it? 2b squared.
I put 2qb squared. I put b squared.
But it did.
B cubed is 2b. You are absolutely correct.
This one can't fit though. We don't want it. Scared.
Can't beat me.
You're scared, please.
What is it? Just minus one. You don't know.
Minus 1 and 5.
You don't know that.
Your scammer take that.
You don't know that.
Bro, you can play each other on that? You can play each other on that?
Oh, you gotta take turns.
Like in Madden?
You know, like Madden, you're like, like just offense. You in your turn and just hope
That's weak. Or
It's
have
the
one
same.
get back.
It's the same.
No, because it's bad.
So remember the first step I was saying, is there a GCF here? Is there something they both have in common? What do they both have? V.
Man,
That's the first step, right? So the first step in all factoring is what do they both have in common? Yeah, it's easy to forget. Make sure. You'll probably see it. It'll help on the multiple choice. You'll see, oh, they have a V in front.
Factor 2. What about that?
That's it. Good job. Exactly. When it says factor, always think GCF first. That's right on. Yeah, so write that in your sheet. Right, factor, GCF. But then it'll also help on the multiple choice. You'll see that a bunch of them have V in the front. And you'll go, oh, yeah, take out the V. Now, the V stays. What do I do with Q cubed plus 8? Do you know how to finish it?
Q times
Good.
Q.
Q, 2, 2, 2. Leave the V in the front. The V will be there. Little parenthesis and a big. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right. 1 of each in the middle, right? So 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right. It's 4. 1 of each in the middle. 2Q. Soap the signs. Same as what we had plus. Same, opposite, always positive. Is that good? So just remember that GCF. Remember, whatever they have in common, take it out first. Take it out first. Then the rest is normal. Good there? Not good? We're still copying down? On that? Questions I can answer on that one? All right. Let's move on. All right, try that one. What's the first step on every factoring problem? Don't say the number, but GCF, take out what's in common, if anything. Do that first, then do your triple stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we take out a 2. All right, good. The GCF's 2. Everybody good with that first step? Right? It's always our first step. Every factor from, not just the triples, but every time it says the word factor, take out what's in common first. So, and then leave that 2 in the front, little parenthesis, big, do your triple thing. R. And what about the 27p to the third?
Yeah, how do you do that? Or E27?
3p times 3p times 3p.
Yeah, 3p,
He only goes
3p,
to 3, right?
3p. Right, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. P times P is P cubed. Oh, when I divided by 2, because I was putting the 2 in the front. So whenever you do a GCF, you divide by that GCF.
And that's why, okay, his B didn't go to 8, it stays 8 for the previous problem.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Nasty. It's not nasty.
We good? And then we do 1 left, 1 right, 2 left. Oh, I'm getting confused. I'm putting them in the wrong places. Craziness. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 9p squared. 1 of each in the middle. 3PR, 3RP, whatever order you want, doesn't matter. Those are all fine. It's multiple choice on the final. You grab whichever one. All those are fine. Okay, now let's soap the signs. SOAP. So same as what we started with. Started with minus. Same. Opposite. Always positive. We good to there?
I'm scared because they're playing that new.
Questions on that one? No questions? Good? Yeah, let's try this one. 16 s to the 6th minus 2d to the 6th.
Either way, this game, the yellow card is.
GCF first, right?
They don't.
They did.
No, because they're gonna have one week and
They did this.
and put one each.
They're not. I thought it was this.
No, they got yellow. They got 2 yellows yesterday. They can't play. Whoever gets yellow, they're out. Okay, now I'm this one.
Someone's
So we good on that? What's the first step? What are we taking out?
I'm just gonna let it go.
Oh, we can't do powers, not powers, just numbers in the front.
Look, boom.
Yeah, so just the 2, right? The 16 and 2 have the 2. So we take out the 2.
Savage was using yellow card.
And then what does that leave? So whenever you take out a GCF, like something, what goes into 16 and 2? 2 does. And then you ask yourself, what will multiply? 2 times what would go back to become 16s to the 6th? 2 times 8. And 2 times what would go back to the other one? Just d to the 6th. Right? You just think, will it distribute and go back to the way it was?
Oh, this is solved.
Yep, just fact. These are all factors. Whole chapter.
Unique.
I mean, this whole section. Good so far. See how I took out that 2 and I'm just double checking that if I redistributed, it would go back. So it's right.
Hannah already told me.
So would that be 2s squared?
So now break down that 8s cubed and that, 8s to the 6th and that d to the 6th.
So what's this going to be? This is going to be 2s squared. 2s squared. 2s squared. And this is going to be d squared. D squared. D squared, isn't it? Everybody good there? See how that's coming about?
Blake, you saved their life, bro. Oh, Blake, you saved their life.
Good? So leave that 2 in the front. Little parenthesis and big. So 1 left, 1 right, 2 left. That'd be 4s to the 4th. So 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 of each in the middle. So that'd be 2s squared, d squared in the middle. And then we soap the signs, right? Same, minus, opposite is plus, always positive. Good on that? Questions on that? Are we happy about this section? Does it make you extremely happy?
Yeah.
All right, let's try this one. This will be our last one. 3r to the 7th minus 192 r to the 4th.
GCF, right? Do a good job on the GCF. Take out what's in common.
No one's telling them. Wait, in this.
3r7.
CR7? 3 CR.
So what goes, so use your calculator. 3 will go into 192. Divide it on your calculator. And notice they also both have some r's, don't they? So you have to take out what's in common, the lower power. Right? Take the lower power out. And whatever's left inside is what works.
Snapchat though.
3 years.
So take out 3 r to the 4th. That good? See how I take the lower power? And then just make it work. So my best, I think my most helpful advice would be just do whatever works. In other words, 3r to the 4th times what, and 3r to the 4th times what would go back. Just make it multiply so that it would return. Okay, so 3, so what, remember powers add? Powers add, so I need r to what power? I need third, so it'll go back and be 7, huh? Right, you got to give it whatever it needs so that when the powers add, it'll go back. And the next one is just 64, because 3 times 64. And you've already got all the r's you need. So that's all. Is that good there? Everybody good with that GCF? And so now break it down from there. Finish it up. R, 4, 4, 4. So leave 3r to the 4th in the front, little parenthesis and the big. 1 left, 1 right, 2 left, 2 right, 1 of each in the middle. And then soap the signs. We have minus, the same, opposite, always positive. So the hardest step is the GCF step, right? Does that make sense how we do the GCF? Questions I can answer? Okay. All right. Number 1, give it a go. Find the slope of the line. So you get a full sheet of paper for the final. Best way to make it is as you go over the practice exams. Just write down what you need. Find the slope of the line. How do we find the slope of a line? Get y alone. So you could put one of these on your sheet of notes for the final. So get y alone. So how do you get y alone? Grab that 2x and jump it over. It becomes a negative 2x. So far, so good. And then divide by the 4. Remember when we divide, you divide all the way across? And what do you do with minus 2/4?
You already know he makes it.
Yeah, but you got to reduce it, huh? Any kind of, you have a 2/4 fraction, you got to divide top and bottom by 2.
I seen it right here before they scored.
Right? Divide
And then like
by 2.
later he scored.
Divide by 2. Be minus 1/2. And I don't even care about what's at the back. Who cares? Because my slope is right there. That is my slope, minus 1/2. Answer D. Remember, whenever you get y alone, the slope is the fraction next to x, isn't it? I don't care about the other fraction. I just want the one next to x. And I had to reduce it, though. So minus 1/2. Is that good? Remember that? Finding slopes, get y alone. Fraction next to x. Try number 2. Solve that inequality.
Okay, so later one.
Great, yeah, you did it in your calculator, yeah. So great, your calculator, I meant was used. Great. Yeah, I did it. But yours did on there.
Oh.
Yeah. So number 2, here I'll go to a fresh screen for number 2. So number 2, I'm going to distribute the 3. 15x plus 21 greater than, what is that, 12x plus 12. Good so far. Just distributed there. So next we're trying to get x alone. How do you get x? Here's the wall. Remember the middle, the greater, less, equal, whatever is like the wall. So what do you do when you have x's on opposite sides of the wall? Yeah, get rid of the lower one usually, right? Just get rid of, subtract the lower one. So who's lower, 15x or 12x? Yeah. Notice I'm just looking at the x's. I'm not looking at the 21. Right? Just do the x's first. So subtract 12x from both sides. And then what do we get? 3x plus 21 greater than 12. Good to there. And then keep going. You want to get x alone, so subtract 21. What's that, minus 9? And last step?
Divide by 3.
By 3. Hey, do I turn the symbol?
No, because you're not dividing.
Good, yeah. Right, when you divide by a negative, I'm not here, you flip the symbol. Not happening here. It's not happening here. Because I'm just dividing by a positive 3, right? I'm only putting a positive number underneath. But yeah, if you divide by a negative, you got to flip symbol. Don't forget that. That's probably on the final. X greater than negative 3. So where is it? It's this answer here, B. Greater than negative 3. Good? Shall we try number 3? Let's graph number 3.
Okay, well, which metric? Please symmetry against G.
Try that number 3. Graph that number 3. See what you can do. Go to a fresh screen here. So how do we graph number 3? We need to solve for that x, huh? So grab that minus 25 and jump it over. Becomes a plus 25. Good to there. Last step to solve for x. Divide by minus 3. And now that, what do you do with that? Well, I would make it a decimal. Just divide it on your calculator. You know, just go 25 divided by 3. Don't worry about the negative. You know it's negative, right? Because positive over negative is negative. Won't it be 8.33333? I'll just say 8.3. Good so far? So now, how do you draw the line? Remember, when they only have one letter, that's what's weird about this one. It doesn't have x and y. It's only got x. So it's going to be a vertical or horizontal line. Remember, it's going to be straight up and down or straight sideways. It's not going to be slanted at all. It's not going to hit both axes. It's only going to hit one of the axes. It's going to hit the x-axis only. Where? At negative 8.3. So on the x-axis, that's the sideways one, huh? Back at 8.3, it's about right here. That's close enough. That's good enough to get the right multiple choice answer. Does that make sense? Back 8.3 on the x-axis. William.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem. Good there? All right. I'm going to move on. All right, try that one. Got a graph and you got a shape. So try that one. So what do we got to do when we're graphing? Do you remember how to graph when you got an equation? No, it's okay. Gotta get the y alone. Gotta get that y alone. So whenever you're graphing, get that y alone. Oops. Yeah, get the y alone. That's always what we do whenever they say graph. Get y alone. So get that y alone. So that means I'll grab that minus 2x and jump it to the other side. Good so far? And then divide through by negative 4, right? Because we've got to get y alone. So So that's right. Divide through. But what needs to happen?
The sign's flip.
Yeah, right then and there. The sign needs to flip because I divided by a negative. See how I put a negative number? Divide by negative. Flip the symbol. So that's y. Now greater than or equal to. Right. Okay, then reduce this fraction. Hey, that negative on the bottom, I'm just going to put that on the top. Remember on a fraction with a minus sign, it's the same thing, and it's just, I think it's easier to graph when it's on the top. So I'm going to put it on the top. Now, what do you do with 2 over 4? Divide by 2, top and bottom, it becomes 1/2, huh? Good. And then positive over negative is negative 2. All right. So there, we got the y alone. It's a lot of work. Now, can you graph it from there? Remember when you got y alone, you want to graph. Where do you start? Where's your first stop?
Negative 2.
That negative 2. Yeah, that negative 2. Yeah, so we start at the negative 2. Now that's down 2 in the middle, isn't it? Because it's negative. Remember that number off to the right is always on the middle line, huh? Positive is up from the middle and negative is down from the middle. So we go down 2. I'll do it on the graph here. There's my dot at negative 2 right there. Down 2 in the middle. What's that? I don't know yet. So there's my first dot. How do I get to my second dot? Yeah, then you use that slope, right? It's rise over run. So we use the rise over the run for slope. Right? So go negative, how do you rise negative 1? Down 1, huh? So down 1 over 1, 2. So right there would be our second dot. Pretty good with that? So it's down 1 over 2. So my first dot was at negative 2. And then my second dot from there was down 1 over 2. And then you just connect the dots, huh? Connect the dots. So we're going to get a line like this. Good so far. Now, which way do we shade? Above the line or below the line? Where do you go to find out? Go to your notes. Yeah, good idea. Hopefully you have this on your notes. Yeah, this would be a good one just to write the whole thing right on your sheet. Right there at the end, it tells you, what does that say? Why? What does that symbol say? Greater. Greater than or equal. Greater. Where is greater things, do you think? Above or below? Greater's above. Yeah, greater's above. You always shade above when it's greater. If it said y less, I would shade below, because lesser things are below the line. Greater's above. Yeah, so you're totally right. Good. D is there, our answer, isn't it? Is that good? Is that coming back? Like a warm memory from the past? Or however it comes back? I'm just joking around. I'm always joking around about the lack of enjoyment of math. We good there? So just get y alone. Car. Oh, it's actually solid bar here. So that makes it solid, yeah. I'm not going to test you on that. Don't even worry about it. Yeah. If it's got the solid bar, it's a solid line. If that was missing, if it was just greater without the bar, that'd be dotted. Yeah. All right. But all right, let's try that one. So x plus 5y greater than or equal to negative 1. That one does have a little trick. So they want us to graph. What's the first thing we do? Get y alone. So x plus 5y greater than or equal to negative 1. So take that x, move it over. Divide through by 5. I don't need to flip the symbol, do I?
No, okay, it's a positive.
Because a positive, yeah. So just keep the symbol as it is. Is that good so far?
No, you need to put -1.
You treat that one, the x like a 1.
Do what's that? Good? All right, so we want to graph this thing now. So where do we start?
Negative.
Good, good. I like that's the trick. You caught it. Good. Yeah, because that 1/5, is kind of weird. Like, why is there a fraction? Yeah, just divide that on your calculator. 1 divided by 5, 0.2 exactly. Just make that and it's negative, right? So 0.2, because that's we don't really want there to be a fraction at the back. We need a fraction next to the x for our slope, but we don't want a fraction at the back. That fools a lot of people. They get confused by that fraction at the back. Does that make sense? Just make that thing a decimal. So what does that mean then? I start. You could leave it a fraction. It's okay. You can leave it a fraction or a decimal. Either way, though, make sure you know that's just one dot. That's not a rise and run there. The rise and the run is only what's next to x. Right? This is the rise and the run. The rise is -1. The run is 5. That's next to x. Right? The rise and run is the fraction next to x. The other fraction or decimal, either one's fine, is your starting dot. It's just one location. So where is your starting dot? Down 0.2 in the middle. Or 1/5. Or down 1/5 or down 0.2. Either one's fine. So what is that? That's barely, I can't even hardly see it on the graph, That's down 0.2 or down 1/5. Everybody see that? Barely below the middle. Is that good? Now where do we go from there?
Down 1 over 5.
Yeah, down 1 over 5, right? So go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. Connect the dots. Is that good so far? Start down 1/5. Or down 0.2. Go down 1 over 5. And then is the shading, is it above the line or below the line? Y is what? What does that say?
Greater. Oh,
Greater. Greater's above. So it looks like D to me. It's this one, right? There it is. Is that good? Questions? So good little review of graphing. There'll be like, I don't know, 7, 8 graphing questions on the, 6, 7, something like that. Graphing questions on the final. Feel like you could graph them? So we did one graph with only one letter. That's always going to be a vertical or horizontal line, right? And we did a couple with shading and all that. So we've covered it all, really. Try number 9 there. High school graduating class made up of 601 students, 91 more girls than boys. How many boys? This is exam 2. Yeah, this is all exam 2. Exactly. Practice exam 2. Yeah. Exam 1 is so easy. You don't really need to waste your time on it. Exam 2, do 2, 3, and 4 especially.
Shoot it. She gives it.
You said shoot it.
But he was like,
Oh, was it? Look like cliff. seems like he's gonna call it out. He's gonna trip sound. You're messing yellow.
All right, so remember when we do word problems? So basically they're saying 601 total students. Remember whenever we have a couple of things, one of them is X and the other one's an X formula. Remember that? One of them's always X and the other one's always an X formula. So I'm going to say girls plus boys is 601, basically, right? Because 601 total students. And you let one of these be X, doesn't really matter which one. And the other one, right, one of them is just a plain X. Remember how word problems always have that? One of them is just a simple X, nothing more to it than that. And then the other one is an X formula. What X formula will we use? Well, it says 91 more. 91 more. What do we always do with 91 more? X plus 91. See how we have two X's? That's one of the things that often confuses people. Because a lot of people will almost get it, but they'll go like this. They'll only put the one X. They'll just go X plus 91 is 601. Then remember, there's always two X's when there's two things being talked about. One of them is for the girls. The other, X plus 91, is for the boys, or vice versa. Does that make sense on that? Word problems, always one simple X and one X formula. So you end up with two X's. Yeah, right. So let's try it that way real quick. What would you, if you took the 601 and you subtracted the 91, what would that be? 510. 510, and then do what with the 510?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2? Divide by 2. 255.
So,
Where did you get the 2 from?
The 2x. You gotta add the 2x's.
and then you add the 255 to this. Or
Yeah.
no, you use it.
You just grab it and you're done. Yeah, you're right. That'll work.
Well, where did you get
That which is fine. If you can see that and you can do that, feel free to do so. No X is needed.
I just wouldn't make it.
Yeah, don't make it harder than it needs to be for you. Here, I'll finish it up for those that want to see the algebra. X and X, 2X. And then how do we solve? Exactly what Carr was just saying. Notice how the algebra ends up doing exactly what Carr was just saying. What are we doing? Subtracting 91 from 601? Look familiar? And then what am I going to do to finish solving for X? Divide by 2. Sounds familiar, right? Isn't it interesting how algebra leads you to the logical steps that are true? It's a language of logic. 255. There's our answer. Okay, good question. Let's talk about that. Yeah, I probably shouldn't try to shortcut that. Yeah, remember how good point on word problems. We don't really. I'm being a little too casual. We don't really want to stop at just the X. We got to make sure we got the two things, the boys and the girls. How do you do that to be really, really clear? What do you do?
Put in 255 for the x.
You go back to the words. It really is about those words. Well, no, you read those words. Yeah, we will plug in X, but where? Read the words. Let the words tell you. Listen to those words. What are they saying? What is this saying? 91 more girls. So when I take that 255 answer I got, and I add 91, that's 91 more, right? So that's a big plus sign there. Add 91, I'm going to get what? Boys or girls? Yeah, 91 more. Girls, exactly. That'll be girls, won't it? It's hard for me to add. What is that? 346? That's girls, right? Why? Because that's what they said. 91 more girls. So that's the number of girls. Well, then what must the 255 be? Must be boys. And what are they asking for? Boys. So they do want this. So I really could have just taken the X, but it's good to be sure like that. Because they could have asked for girls. And then it would have been 346. That makes sense? So how do you finish word problems? Go back to the words, right? The words will tell you. The words will tell you.
3-0.
All right, we good with that one? Can we move on? So what's the main lesson we learned? There's always a simple X and an X formula. So there should be 2 X's. Solve it, and then go back to the words. 91 more girls, so add 91, and that's your girls' number on that. All right. I'm not going to be putting like weird things that we only did once, you know. I'm putting like the main meat and potatoes, you know. Just the things we did a lot of, like rectangles with perimeter. We did a lot of rectangles in here, right? So there probably will be a rectangle one.
So you're not gonna be putting division of rational addition?
No
Thank
way.
God.
No way.
I didn't even finish that.
The long division? Yeah, no way. Remember, I think I promised even then it wouldn't be on the final. Yeah, nah. Won't be in the next class. Just forget about it. Nothing happened. Forget about that. All right. Rectangular Persian carpet. Whatever. It's a rectangle. That's all I care about. So, perimeter. So, see, you remember, what's the perimeter formula? For like a rectangle, you know, so like 2L plus 2W. Remember, because there's length and length and width and width, and perimeter means all the way around the outside. Just add them up, right? So anyway, you can put it on your sheet for the final. I'm sorry, was there a question? No poster size. Regular size. All right, so take it from there. What's that? Yeah. So they're telling me the perimeter is 196, right? So that goes in the P slot. Now the other 2 slots, we have 2 things, L and W. What do we always do on every word problem where we have 2 things? One of them is simple X, and the other one is some kind of X formula, right? With parentheses, X plus 10 or X minus some, you know, whatever they're saying, or what are they saying? 26 more. And don't worry about which one's which. You know, you can straighten that out later with the words. So one of them's X, the other's 26 more, huh? X plus 26. Technically, I have them reversed, if you care. It says length is 26 more, doesn't it? Length is the 20. So, but it doesn't matter. We can figure that out at the end. Don't sweat it. Just it'll be fine. You'll get the right answers. We'll just have to get it at the end. So can you solve that now? See how I'm coming up with that? See how the 2 players, one of them's always simple X, the other's next formula?
Be the best.
2X plus, what was that, 52? And that's 4X. How do you get X alone? Subtract the 52. What's that? 144. Last step. So 236. Now, careful though. Remember that we don't want to stop at X. On a word problem, go back to the words now. Go back to the words. See what they're saying and do what they're saying to get what it is they're saying. What is it they're saying? Length is 26 more. Right? So length is 26 more. So I got to take that 36 answer and add 26, huh? Was that 6? 62 is length. Bless you. So 62 is length. And what does that mean the 36 must be? Width, huh? Now what do they want from me? Oh, they want both.
Those are up there.
It's not up there.
That's not.
So with great confidence and calm assurance, we say, we know. The answer is none. Mr. Heron's just trying to trick us here. It's a none of the above. You're not rattled. You're not shaking. You know, right? Maybe. I know this is frustrating. None of the above. Made you feel like you're getting it wrong. After all that good work, you think, shoot, did I do something wrong?
Next game.
But, you know, there's a few, I mean, like, about every fifth one is none of the above. I try to keep it fairly random, so 40 questions, I think 8 is none of the above. But I don't think there's quite that many. There's probably a few, maybe 6 or something, you know. So there are a few, though. There's 4, 5, or 6 of them that are E's. This is one of them. That good? You okay with those word problems? Feeling a little bit better? All right, let's keep moving. Number 16, slope. We should really get to exam number 4. Oh, that was the hard one.
Yeah, we can just go to 4.
Yeah, you want to do that? We could just jump on to 4. So many stuff I want to do, though. I guess we could. Do you guys know how to do slope? How about I just scribble this one out real quick? Remember slope? It's a y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember that? Difference of y's over difference of x's. Remember that kind of thing? And then this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Like that. So the slope then is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Is that good? Which is 1 plus 9 over minus 13, which is 10 over minus 13. It's answer A. It doesn't matter where the minus is, right? Bottom or front, top, it's all the same thing.
They always do this.
All the videos from all year long are still on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Even said he was.
but now it's been a while, so now there's a small fee. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. Yes, they're all there. They're all there.
You need more money?
Yes, right. I'm just trying to raise money. You know, kids are going away to college. Got to do something. You know. All right, good. We good with that? We better go look at the other exhibit because that was really important theme in what we did. So let's look at that real quick if we could. Oops, I just did the wrong one. There. Yeah. Remember, let's do number 20 here. Find the equation of the line. Do you remember how to find the equation of a line? Remember that? You got to do the slope formula, the m equals, but you got to do the new version with the blanks at the back. Remember that kind of thing? Then you diagonal, cross multiply. Do you remember some of that? A little bit? None of that? It's good that we review then. Yeah, let me go through it with you. So the m is minus 2/5, right? Minus 2/5. Right? Good so far? Now, I'm going to put the 3 and the 2 in the back of the x and the y. Be careful, the 3 is an x and the 2 is a y. So the 3 will go in the back of the x and the 2 will go in the back of the y. Good so far? So I'm using the same slope formula that we used in the last problem, but I'm just putting blanks in the back where the x and the y go. Is that good so far? See how that's...
The y and the x are not gonna have a 1.
Right, exactly, yeah. So we're not plugging in all 4 numbers. We're just plugging in the 2 in the back. That's a good way to say that. Yeah, right. Does that make sense? So it's just like slope, but instead of putting in all 4 numbers, we don't have 4 numbers, do we? They haven't given me 4 numbers. They only gave me a 3 and a 2. Right? They didn't give me 2 sets of parentheses numbers like they did in the last one, right? See the difference? So they only give me 2 numbers. So I just put those two numbers in the back. The x behind, the 3 is x, that goes behind the x, the 2 is y, goes behind the y. And the other side, they actually gave me the slope. So I write the slope. Now, we cross multiply. Remember diagonal, diagonal? One thing that can mess you up, though, this minus sign here, is he going to go with the numerator or the denominator? What? Yeah, usually I just throw him on the top. You could put him in the bottom. Don't put him on both. That'll mess you up. So I'm just going to put him on the top and go diagonal, diagonal like that. So minus 2 times x minus 3, 5 times y minus 2. So negatives on a fraction, just put them on the top. And then diagonal, diagonals. Remember this a little bit now? It's a good one. This is, let me just write, on the final for sure. So write this on your sheet for the final. It's for sure going to be on the final. Most of these things I've been doing today will, very likely, there'll be a graph for sure. There'll be a couple of word problems. All right, so then we distribute. Minus 2x plus 6. 5y minus 10. Now, what are we supposed to do now? Well, look at the answers. They all have y alone. So we got to get y alone, huh? So what's my next step to get y alone? Well, yeah, add that 10. So that's gone like that. We get minus 2x plus 16. There's 5y. Let's keep going. Get y alone there. Divide by 5, right? And you divide all the way across by 5. And there it is. Hopefully that's one of the answers. It looks like D, yeah, D. There it is. So remember that, kinda? Practice that. Make sure you can do that. No questions? All right. So I'm going to flash off that. That's okay. You guys got that down? On all that? We happy? We good? All right. So all these are written out for you. So you can practice them on your own. And yeah, you can look back to the old reviews. Yeah, that's a good point. I see your point now. The old YouTubes, especially the review days. Remember, those are stored on youtube.com. So go to youtube.com and look at, they're labeled, and you can find the review for exam 4, for example. And I went over almost this whole thing, right? And talked you through it and solved these problems. Yeah, so just go back to those 4, 5 exam, well, you don't need to do exam 1 or exam 5 probably. So do exam 2, 3, and 4. Look back to the YouTube reviews. You know what I mean? Y'all with me on that? Do you want me to show that real quick? All right, so let's find the LCM. We got 15 minutes. Let's use our 15 minutes. Find the LCM. Try number 1. What is that LCM? Remember how to do LCMs? Remember we do the box thing? Remember that LCM box? You put the 9. Don't worry about the letters right now. Just put the numbers, the 9 and the 15 in the box. What goes into 9 and into 15? 3 does. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 15 5 times. What goes into 3 and into 5? Nothing, huh? So we're done. We don't do another layer. Where's our answer? Yeah, you multiply. You take this times this times this. You multiply them, and that'll be 45. So that's the number part. Of course, they all have 45, don't they? I know that didn't really help. They all have a 45. So now we have to do the letters. What's the deal with the letters? Highest. Remember? Power of each type. Or the way I put it, you're shopping. Remember, you're shopping. You're going to buy one of each type. Which one? The most expensive. That's how I always shop. No. My kids would say that I'm cheapest guy in the world, so they would say exactly the opposite. So anyway, so one of each type, get the most expensive. The opposite of how Mr. Harris shops. So one of each type. The most expensive type. So I look and I go, okay, look up here at the original. I need one X and one Y, right? I'm going to buy one of each type of letter, an X and a Y. What's the most expensive X you see here? X to the second. What's the most expensive Y? Well, just regular Y. All we have there's one regular Y. So it's 45X squared Y. Say. Does that make sense? Remember LCM? You're shopping. One of each type, the most expensive one. Good. Try number 2. It's LCM again, but you got to factor. See how they're all factored? You got to factor. So factor, I'll go to a new screen here. That's okay. You guys got that copied in? So factor this first one. That's r plus 1, r plus 1. Right? Because they multiply to be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. They add to be 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then whenever we have identical twins, what do? Squared, comma. So that's the first one. I factored the first one. The 3 terms, right? 3 terms always factor as 2 parentheses. Are you clear on that right away? As soon as you see 3 terms, r squared, 2r, and 1, 3 things, you know that factors as 2 parentheses. Whatever multiplies to be 1 adds to be 2. Right? And that's 1 and 1. 1 times 1 multiplies to be 1 and adds to be 2. Doesn't it? Good to there? Now, what about this right here? How do we factor that? Now, that's only 2 things. It's not 3 things. I'm not going to do 2 parentheses, right? Just 1 parenthesis, and you take out what's in common. Remember, that's always the first thing to look for on every factor. By the way, for those first 3, there was nothing in common. They didn't all have an R because that 1 at the back didn't have an R. Or I would have taken that out there too. You always look for G, C, F. What's in common? So looking for at R squared plus 1R, what do they both have? R. 1 parenthesis, not 2, because it's not 3 terms. It's just 2 terms. What does that leave on the inside? Whatever works. R times what would go back to R squared? R. And R times what would go back to 1R? 1. Good. That's just the first step. That's the biggest step, though, by far. So I factored this guy. Now, whoops. Now the LCM, remember what you do. You're shopping. You're going to the store. You're going to buy one of each type of thing at the store, the most expensive one. So you're going to buy a parenthesis R plus 1. What's the most expensive one? 2 power. There's a 2 power here and a 1 power there. I'm taking the 2 power because I just got money to burn. No, I got 5 kids on 1 income. But anyway, but if I did have money, just buy the most expensive one. All right, and then the plain R. Whoops, that's supposed to be an R there. And we're done. That's the LCM. Does that make sense? So I'm
just buying one of every type. I buy the R plus 1 parenthesis package thing, the highest one, the 2 pound. And then the plain R, solo R, which is a different kind of animal. One of each type, the most expensive one. That's your LCM, which is what, C? Doesn't matter, you put the R in the front or the back, same thing. Is that good?
Yeah.
On that makes sense on the factoring and the LCM, because we've done a lot of that. It's a main theme. Okay, lot in the shape of a right triangle. Shorter leg is 90. Hypotenuse is 30 longer than the length of the longer leg. So you make a right triangle. Kind of scoot it over here. See what you can do there. We're definitely going to use a squared plus b squared is c squared at some point on this one. So the shorter leg is 90, like that side might be 90. Doesn't, you put it on either one, doesn't really matter. The hypotenuse, now which one's the hypotenuse? That one, the longest side, the diagonal one, huh? The hypotenuse is 30 longer. What do we always do with 30 longer? X plus 30, huh? Right? Longer is add, shorter is subtract. And whenever there's an X plus 30, guess what else there is? A simple X. And where's it going to be? The only side left, simple X over there, huh? If you have the 90 and the X switch, that's fine. Doesn't matter if you have the 90 on the other side of the X in, doesn't matter. So now jump into the Pythagorean, right? The a squared plus b squared is c squared. So that'd be x squared plus 90 squared. You could reverse those, it's fine. Is c squared x plus 30 quantity squared. $90 squared is 8100. Oh yeah, but by the way, did you see what I did there on the right? That's a really common mistake I see. Students don't do that sometimes, oftentimes, and they'll just think they can square the individual things. That's not true. Got to write two parentheses, right? Remember, whenever a 2 is on a parenthesis, you have to actually write two of those parentheses and FOIL the whole thing. So we get x squared plus 30x plus 30x plus 900. Good to there. That all making sense. And then gather like terms. X squared, 30x and 30x is 60x. Like that. So now what do you do when you got x squared on both sides like that? They're going to subtract and cancel out, huh? Gonzo, gonzo. 8100 is 60x plus 900. That was nice. The x squared's dropped out. How do we finish solving for x now?
Subtract 900.
Yeah, minus the 900.
So what is that? 7,200?
Yeah.
7,200 is 60x. Bring it over here. 7,200 is 60x. Last step to solve for x. Divide by 60. Is that 120?
Yeah.
X is 120. Now, careful though. Remember, on a word problem, the answer is usually x, but not always. You want to be a little careful. Go back to the words, right? What is it they're asking for in the words? How long is the longer leg? Leg. Which look at the triangle. Which one's the longer leg? The x. So they do just want x, so we are done. It is just 120. But they could have just as well said, how long's the hypotenuse? So what would I have done if they had asked, how long is the hypotenuse?
120 plus 30.
Have to add 30, would have been 150, right? So watch out. It'd be a bummer to do all that good work on a word problem and then just fail to look at the last little thing they're asking. Because the answer's not always x. There's probably one of them on the final, a word problem, the answer's not just x, it's, got to add something to it or something. Just to make sure you're reading those word problems. It's important skill. Well, we only got a little ways. 3 problems into practice exam 4. But, like I said, I showed you the YouTubes. They're all on there. You can listen to an hour of each of them and work through all those problems. I hope that's your weekday and weekend plans to do all that. This is it for us. You guys have been